What's up, crypto world? How y'all doing out there? I shouldn't just say crypto world either, because we talk about equities and commodities and other stuff. I guess what's up out there, fellow traders and cryptopians? This is No Noiz. I'm your host, Z-Rex, and we are live on December 13th. It's right after market close here for traditional equities, which had a kind of weird day. We'll get into that a little bit later at the stream. Of course, Bitcoin, if you noticed, has not been looking too hot recently. In the latter part of today, we will also be jumping into that fairly soon. Other than that, I don't really have any cool news or any articles that I would even care. You know, I really don't give a shit about news, but every once in a while there's something that's kind of cool. I guess that hemp bill that got passed from both sides and now it's going to Trump's desk, that's pretty cool. Hemp is a awesome thing for industrial purposes. I believe it is a direct competitor to oil via plastics and different oils that they make, like the oil industry. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about some crypto. Here we are, 105 billion, barely hanging on. Bitcoin dominance still around 55%. Nothing really new there. One of the newest things I guess you could say is just the downturn here. Of course, we have had waves, which we've been talking about a little bit. Maker actually has been consistently up here too. It's actually up 33% today. Let's go check that out. Wow. Maker. Not sure what the ticker is. Let's do a little. Go over here. Go check this out. It doesn't even say what. Oh, there it is. MKR. MKR. Wish you could see the ticker on this list. I bet I can probably add it somehow. Alright, MKR. Bitfinex. What? That does not look like it's up 30% today, does it? Maybe in Bitcoin pairs? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Well, let's just scrap that one. Screw that. Let's go and look at waves. I'm not sure what's going on there. Alright, yeah, waves just killing it. Coming back up here, though, to test these highs and resistance at the 144 purple exponential. And it looks like it's doing a point of control developing also right here at $2.25. So, hardcore resistance right there. I am definitely not touching this for a long in any shape or form. But yeah, I do like waves a lot, though. It's pretty slick. If you haven't used it, go check it out. It's very fast. Simple. You can make your coin on there for like $3 or something. It's crazy. Alright, let's go back over here to the market view, see if anything else is kind of cool. Nope, cute. I'm trying to do some stuff. It's trying to be cute. Other than that, it's pretty terrible. The top movers, you know, Ripple's still hanging out here. Wow, Ethereum is below 9 billion. That's crazy. Speaking of Ethereum and some of the bigger boys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Here is a big screen. There is Mama Bear right here on the daily. In the last video I missed yesterday, sorry about that. The last video we discussed that this candle right here was not good because it actually had a close below all of this last 4 or 5 days action. But it was kind of in the middle of the range, so it wasn't like super conviction, but it was good. It's giving us a little hint. And then the following day we had a rally trying to engulf this candle and some of this price action, but it only could get this little spinny doji type candle and this one here, and got rejected again on this resistance line, which we have been on since the sell-off began over here on November 14th. So, you know, another kind of failure point there. Let's zoom in a little bit and see if we can see that better. Yeah, on the 4 hour, it does break out. Gives you kind of a little false breakout, rides it down. And this is okay until, obviously, this candle engulfs all of this business and goes well below all of these prior candles, plus all of this here, and even battles with this right here. So that's a good sign that the bears are about to come in here with some strength. And you can see too, even like we talked about in lots of these videos in this whole sell-off, if we can't get a few candles that their bodies fully close above the orange 55 exponential, like you can't even think about getting bullish yet. If anything, you want to like short when it's going into that. That's what I've been doing. Because, you know, that's just the basic warning sign. Oh crap, bulls might be getting some legs here. But you know, we got a little failed attempt here, immediately engulfed both times, and all 3 times really, maybe 4 if you want to count this one. But regardless, engulfed on price action within the next 1 or 2 candles. Not a great sign. We are getting some buyers coming in. Look at that, we went right down to, it looks like almost, yeah, 32.21 on stamp right at the bottom of our box. As we've been discussing, if this breaks 3,200, you know, we're probably going into the mid-high 2000s relatively quickly. Let's go to the hourly. Yeah, so now we're gonna have pretty hard resistance again underneath or at the top of this box, and now that we're underneath this trend line once more, you can go ahead and chalk that up as some pretty hardcore resistance. You do have, you know, your exponential quite a bit a ways up. You know, shit, it's about $100 up, but you know, that doesn't really mean that much. It can kind of stay in that range, as we've been well aware, even on an hourly time frame, from this pretty gnarly sell-off that we've been seeing. But yeah, even on the hourly, you can see getting rejected at your, this is kind of like a 55 moving exponential for the hourly time frame, this purple one. You can see got rejected both times there pretty firmly. Tried to put in like a little mini flag, but then immediately just broke down from it. And then once we got back below the 21 and 55 exponential, it's been a struggle. And that was pretty much most of the latter part of the day yesterday, trying to get back above that. They could not do it. And it's a little bit more clear on the 4 hour, I think. You have this trying to come up, closes below the 21, and then stays below the 21 the rest of the time. This price action is just really weak. It hasn't changed since November 14th yet. I don't see any signs of that. The one big thing that I do that's not technically based is that a lot of people in the crypto Twitter spheres and YouTube and etc. are getting very bearish. Pretty much everybody, no matter who you listen to, and I'll fan through like most of the popular ones just to kind of gauge sentiment a little bit. And you know, now all of them are pretty much calling the 2000s or even sub 2000, which is interesting. That's definitely a sentiment shift, because everybody was buying the quote dip. You know, every time it dropped $1,000, they did it here. They were talking about it here. They did it. They did it again here. And then talking about it again here. I see bullish bias charts posted constantly. It's really funny. It's like you can go in the markets and make a chart however you want to. You know, like I saw the infamous head and shoulders where people will, oh god, I just have to draw this because it's just hilarious to me. You know, like they'll, like here, this is a perfect example. They'll be like, oh look, there's the left shoulder, there's the head, right shoulder's gonna be right there, done. I mean, that's the craziest way to do analysis ever. Like, that is not going to ever work. Like, that right there is ego shining through, people wanting to be right when that formation gets printed out. But really, it doesn't do anything for you if you want to make money in the market. So, just kind of some food for thought. My opinions on projecting price. It's fun. It's good for mental masturbation, or if you want, like, make a little bet with your friend or something. Say the end of the year, you know, BTC will be 5,000, whatever. Something fun, kind of like that. I totally get that, but to actually make money consistently, that you cannot project price. It will kick you in the ass every time. All right, so let's go to internals, see what they're looking like. Yeah, you can see here, even on this weak attempt out, bulls on the DMI, they couldn't even get close to the power zone. They couldn't even touch the bottom range of it for about 2 4-hour candles. They battled evenly in the neutral zone and immediately got pushed back into the weak zone. So that's definitely not a good sign. And on the hourly, you can see that here, where they got into the power zone for a second, you know. It was okay. Hell, that's like not even a bad little mini long, which I think is dangerous. I'm not longing this market until, like I said, we get at least several candles, 4-hour candles above the 55. Because it's just like, why try to keep buying the falling knife? It just doesn't really make sense. If anything, you want to short the knife when it bounces or something. I don't know if that that analogy works, but you probably get what I'm saying. What sucks now is now the bears are in the weak zone and they're about to get pushed down and bounce around in the forgotten zone, which is definitely not where you want them to be if you are bullish. And I do love crypto, don't get it twisted. I feel like some of my friends and other people are like, oh, you're all bearish now, what the hell, I'm gonna get long and this and that, and it's like, man, I'm just reading the charts, bro, that's it. Like, it's easier to make money in a bull market, so I'd prefer that. But right now there's just, I don't know how people are just arguing that there's any good signs of relief in this. Like, this kind of sort of setting up like some basing. But again, if we're breaking this and breaking these lows, making lower lows, except for this little exception, but now making another, or lower high, I'm sorry, a lower high, and then matching it with some lower lows, I mean, price right here is giving us a hint that like bears are still very much in control. And the daily will close here in a few hours, about 2.5 hours. And definitely if the daily closes into this green box zone, that's going to be very bearish. All right. And you can see too here, we've been watching this daily DMI. Bears have been in control the entire time since this sell-off back here. They've never even dipped below the power zone. That's another reason that I can't get even slightly bullish. Even look at this weak-ass RSI. Look at this crap. This is nothing. You know, people were like, oh, well, look, it's got divergence. Well, if you listen to the video I did yesterday, divergence is not properly used or taught. I feel like, just on a quick one, divergence, you have to get the, let me draw this. Like if it comes down, you do this, like this, and then once it gets back over your mid-range, and some people use 44-ish, 43 to 50, wherever you kind of want to mark that, it needs to cross above that and then make the higher low. Of course, with, you know, price action complementing it as well. But like this right here is just scrubby. This right here, that's nothing. That's weak sauce. So this isn't looking great. From failed moves, breakout moves, come fast moves in the opposite direction, and you can kind of see this on the lower time frames. We get this little breakout, everyone's probably getting excited, getting long here, and then they get slapped and like, shit, I'll get long a little bit more, and then it keeps kind of bouncing, playing with everybody's heads, staying above this trend line, because we're all watching the same movie, don't forget. And then it just pulls the rug out of nowhere. And I mean, most of this happened, and if we zoom in some 5-minute candle clusters, I mean, look at this. Boom, acceptance, boom, acceptance, boom. And now are we accepting this lower range? Possibly. Can't predict price action, but from what it's telling us, it's not super great. And let's see what the 618 from kind of this sell-off from these is. Yeah, so at about 33, right around here, kind of where these candles are, the bodies where they're meeting. So yeah, we're gonna have pretty hardcore resistance at 30. I would say like 3350, 3400. I'm always a little loose on my stops because, like I said a minute ago, everyone's watching the same movie, so it's not like, doesn't take a genius to look at a chart here and be like, oh, well, there's kind of resistance right here, obviously, or there's kind of support right here. That's kind of what everybody is thinking, right? So I look at those and then I back off of them a little bit just to give me a cushion. Just like when we put this alert over here at about 34.75 or so, and it was back in this time frame. You know, it didn't get breached here because it's on a closing basis. So, you know, it touched it, but it didn't close above it. And, you know, because everybody was kind of just watching this same range. So I just like give me a little cushion. You got to do a little bit different things than everybody else to give you a slight edge, right? All right, so back through this. I'm seeing some weird frame issues. I don't have that many dropped ones, but let's just try to get it in. All right, Ethereum, is it confirming some of this action? Definitely making new lows, maybe, or right at them. Nope, right at them. So 80, 83, 84 bucks will be some new lows. Again, if we look at it on the daily, if this candle closes below in this range here, not good at all. So, and again, I'm not getting super short unless it breaks 32. You got to be patient. Being in cash is a position. Do not try to front run stuff because it usually will bite you in your arse. Yeah, see, Ethereum was looking a little bit better on the DMI for a little bit relative to Bitcoin, but then same kind of thing. This rug just kind of came out of nowhere here in the last few hours, pretty much after lunchtime, Central Time, that is. All right, let's go to the 850, see if it's still bearish on the 850. Look at that. That'll be kind of your first sign of some strength, but yeah, look at that. Bulls stayed in the weak zone this entire time frame right here, all of December, still down there. Not sexy by any means. 4 hours not bearish yet. It's about to be here in the next 4-hour candle or the one possibly after, but probably this one if we stay on these lower parts of the range. It will get back up here into the power zone. So I am being making sure that my phone alert is loud, because if we break that 3,200, we're likely going to hit. That must be on a different account. Yeah, okay, sorry. I just got to notice that I got to sign some stock from a options position. But that's okay. Yeah, I forgot it's dividend date. Oh, damn dividends. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so kind of massive sell-off. This is not really good price action in any shape or form. You can't go any lower, though, bro. Well, now that everyone's bearish, it's a little harder to be on that side. But, you know, make everybody a little bit happy from jumping on the bear train, and then that's when it'll get real dangerous. Let's extend this out a little bit. Right around there. Here we go, 4 hour, struggled hardcore, just like BTC above the 21. About the same type pattern. Rejection here, really quick too. And rejection here, and we're also on the lows. Litecoin's actually pretty much all the way on its lows relative to the other ones. Yeah, breaking below. Let's go ahead and put an alert here. 2240 is going to be very gnarly. So we're kind of in that same boat as BTC versus Litecoin. Let's go to the 850. Yep, still dancing around up here. Bulls are trying to get it going. All right, so here you go. Here's some divergence. This is proper divergence right here on the 850. So you got this line. You've got higher, low, and you have it cracking in the mid zone here. And if we go back to price relative to over here, right? Here's it where it cracks in the middle zone. So this is actually setting up proper divergence on the 850. And that makes sense too, with sentiment of everyone getting bearish. Like, we have to be semi-close to getting in a decent reversal type bar. But, you know, it's really, really hard to say when that's going to happen. We could still fall another 50% from here pretty easily. And, you know, that would be it. But like we talked about before, we're looking for that capitulation style candle where you just get a massive volume, big sell-off, and then that candle gets bought up by a large amount, and it has follow through the next day with more buyers. That's a really important part. Like, a lot of people probably thought, you know, this was capitulation here, or that didn't really have any volume. But, you know, like, or this was even going way back here. But and it had some follow through, had a nice little run. So maybe it was maybe we have local capitulation. Maybe that'll be a new thing. So we don't have it yet, but it is getting close. So do be aware of that. Let's go over here to RIPS, the ripples. Everyone's favorite cryptocurrency. Oh, goodness. Yeah, ripples is not looking super great either. Trying to base out here, but bear's still in full control on the daily. 4 hour, they're getting more control. 1 hour, obviously everything on the 1 hour is going to be up there just because of this these 2 hourly bars that we had after lunch. So Ripple's trying to find support though here at this point of control. I would say if we lose that point of control, I'm going to go ahead and put me an alert here below about 30, like high 20s, high 29 cent area. Yeah, it's not going to be great. Ah, crap, I don't want to delete it. I just want this stupid line to go away. Yeah, so it's finding support on this POC over here, point of control, this dashed red line. But like I said, it breaks below that, because you can see the point of controls are all above this one here, so that's not going to be a great look. 850, slightly less bearish on the 850 than the other coins, so that's a good sign. And let's not forget our best friend, the Shiba. The Shiba has been showing some strength. Look at this, guys. Let's look at it in the last hour. What? Didn't sell off. Huh? Yeah, pretty wild. This is one thing that I'm watching a lot is Dogecoin, because Dogecoin usually leads price action a lot, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's been around a long time, pretty much since altcoins existed. Is finding some resistance here about where our alert was, here about 65 sats. And so it's just kind of basing, but showing massive relative strength. So that is a good sign for the bulls. I will say that for sure. So, and again, I can't get super bearish until we break that 32 level. It's not looking good, but it's not confirmed. You got to wait for confirmation, okay? Don't front run, man. Bite your ass. I did that earlier, scalping futures. Doge, what's up, Transfix? How you doing, man? Yeah, I did that earlier today, scalping futures, and just got freaking... Well, I didn't get wrecked. I just lost my profits from the day, which, you know, sucks, but it's like a flat day on that part of my portfolio, but, you know. But it was all because I front ran my signal a little bit. Bit me in the arse. All right, let's go to Monero. The most private coin in the world. I don't know. God, Monero looks like death. It can't even get any love really above the 21. It did right here on that little pump when Bitcoin went up to like 42 or whatever, I believe. And now it's just death. Look at this. We have the 4 hour below all this local business. That is a terrible sign. Shit, what does that even put? What can you even put for a target now on Monero? Let me look back here on a longer term chart. I guess you could kind of, there is some support here. You got a lot of business done in this 30 to like 50 area, and it's right in the middle of the range of that pretty much. So there is that, but not that sexy. Let's go to the volume profile real fast and see what that's telling us. Oh, look at that. Is this the longest term Monero chart? No, let's go to Bittrex. I always like to do Bittrex. Usually it has the most data. It does. Here we go, all the way back to... Oh, hold on. Hold on. There we go. 2014. Massive point of control on off volume profiles all the way at 11 bucks though. But you have the top of this volume node at about 20, like low 20s, which is also about where this range was we were just talking about, you know, from about 30-ish to 50. So it's on the bottom end of that range. But yeah, we're in no man's land. This is, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. No sirree. Ain't doing it. You know, do whatever you like. It's your money, right? But I ain't doing that one. So let's go on 850 internally. Brutal, yeah. XMR, that's right. Oh, is it tonight at Transfix? I might try to go to... If y'all are out late, I can probably show up after... I got my aunt's coming in from Germany. She hasn't been here in like 20 years, so I'm gonna go greet her at the airport and stuff. But then after that, I'm sure they'll be tired and all that, but after that, I think they get in at like 9:30 or 10 at night. So I'll try to book it downtown since I'll be leaving the airport anyway. So yeah, brutal. XMR, ouch. Ouch. Very bearish on the internals on XMR. Dash, let's go to another one. Let's go Dash. It's probably looking similar. Dash is what? Oh, it's at Liberty. Okay, cool. Dash is something that I would like to kind of scale into when the time is right, which isn't now yet. But you know, just they market so. I mean, they market the most out of like all these cryptos. So look at this action though. Again, probably in no man's land. Let's just put that back up and see. Yeah, we got that. We talked about that. The mid 30s level is, you know, the point of control over the whole time frame. And this is the highest out of the charts that I look at. This is the highest point of control based off volume profile that I've seen, I think, on any coin relative to like its run up, right? This is really far up there. So I definitely will be pretty interested in Dash around that level. And anything below that is probably pretty sick buy. But we are at the top of this node here, still kind of in no man's land. I'd rather I feel a little bit more comfortable getting into this zone more, especially with Bitcoin kind of breaking down at the moment. Not fully broke though, it still can be bullish from here. Don't get me Don't get it twisted. It's still above 32. So, but we close that 4 hour above on 32. Psh, watch the F out. But we are getting some hints that is very likely to happen. Let me take off this profile. It just kind of annoys me most of the time. Once you look at a lot of charts too for so long, you can kind of tell a lot of times where those generally will be, right? All right, so, but the only thing that sucks, this chart is totally like pumpy dumpy. It's just like, you know, wee. So it's kind of disgusting, really. Let's see what a 618 would be. Oh god, we're way below that. Doesn't even matter. Yeah, because we're on log. We'll look at it on linear here. Yeah, look at this. Boom. The A frame murder fest pattern. We are really, really low though here on these levels. So, God, I can't believe I forgot Dash went up to 1500. Holy shit balls. God, can you imagine the poor soul that bought, why does it keep doing that, damn it? That bought up here thinking you're like missing the boat. Oh man, I've bought up in high zones like that before, so it does not feel good. And I feel for you, man, because that is, if you held it, you just hodl, right, bro? You only held a 96% loss. That's pretty good. All right, let's go over to XLM. Oh, still dead all the way to 10 cents. Look at this, guys. This is brutal. No sign on the daily of any relief yet. 4 hour, it could set up. We are setting, this has the potential to be divergence, proper divergence, but we still need to see if we make a newer low and stabilize from there. So it's a little early to call, but yeah, man, Stellar is just getting murdered. Taken to the woodshed. Very weak on the 850 and daily. What did I want to look at? It was, crap. I can't remember. I should write this down better. Shit, I don't remember. Let's look at Binance token, just cause. Oh, this is interesting though. Look at this. On the 850, it is not bearish. It is neutral now. And we do have textbook divergence. That has printed in this time frame here in this sell-off, so that is pretty interesting. Kind of a wonky pattern here, but that is definitely interesting. Yeah, neutral on the 4 hour too, and bears only have slight advantage when it's set up like this because the bulls are in the weak zone and the bears are in the neutral zone. So by default, bears have a little bit of edge, but not much. If they are both in the neutral zone, then it is completely neutral. But yeah, this isn't really looking super terrible relative to other coins, but still not sexy enough for me to want to buy, given that Bitcoin's chart don't look too hot. If you got some balls though, let's go to Bitcoin real quick. If you got balls, getting long right here with a stop probably below, I will not be taking this trade, but if I really wanted to get long, like buying long here with a stop at like, you know, 3,000 even, you could go to. It's probably about 7% roughly. You know, it isn't the worst trade idea, like by any means. Your risk is really easy to define on that. It'd be easy to manage. Or if you trade options, you could go sell the 3,000 put. That would also be a decent trade. But yeah, I'm definitely not taking that. This is the second time coming out in this box after we made higher lows for a little while, and now we're just like, nah, screw higher lows. We're gonna come back down over here and party in this green box. So you know, maybe we can just go sideways in this for a little bit. Who knows? Got my alert on 32. I'm actually gonna go ahead and move this one down because I do have some speculative shorts that are in the money now that I don't want them to get out of the money. So we'll just lower it to like 34 even. I know that's only like 70 bucks, but hey, when you're trading leverage, that matters sometimes. All right, equities. Had a weird day today. Let's go check them out. Daily, see how they closed. Kind of still trying to do a base, right? There is extreme textbook divergence on the daily on the ES in traditional markets, which is a good sign, but Struggling to get over this long-term moving average, the red line here, getting rejected every single time, and also price getting rejected at the 21 daily. So not really the best price action. There is a Fed meeting next week, so I know a lot of people are keeping their eyes on that. But yeah, not really. That's not sexy price action. We want to see it get above that. I thought today it would have a decent chance. We'll see if Friday, you know, euphoria can get us going there. The neutral on the 4 hour, so that's okay. That's not really giving us any special signs. Yeah, if you want me to check out any tickers or something, let me know. Because I'm going to try to go through the equities faster. I'm just trying to do the shows a little bit quicker in general. My friends that know me probably would agree that I can talk probably for longer than you want to hear me talk for. So, anyway, yeah, 4 hour neutral. 1 hour, week, like almost both going into the weak zone. That's pretty damn rare. So, kind of maybe a large move coming up. Hard to say which way. I would like to lean towards the upside just because we're at the bottom of this range, but shit. You know, we haven't been able to get out of this range in a hot minute. Sitting here flat on the year pretty much. Is Santa Claus going to save the markets? I don't know. Let's go to a weekly, because you can do that. In equities, most cryptos, it's hard to look at a weekly. Of course, on some you can. Oh, look at that. Weekly DMI has finally closed back into the neutral zone. It's a good sign. And there is, let me see here. Man, that's tough to say. Let me zoom in. Ever so slightly. No, wait. Hold on. Let me double check that. Oh, that is halfback. Okay. So ever so slightly, there is a little bit of divergence here, but it's not really sexy divergence. The best thing about it is that DMI bears are in the neutral zone again on the weekly. So that would probably be the best signal there. And on a 3-day, you can see we are finding support on the 144 exponential, which is a decent sign. So crazy though that we're so close to this damn trend line. I guess we could just go sideways into it, or have a little kind of fake out dump and pump into the Fed meeting. Who knows? I have no clue. No one does. We could have a pump and dump. We could do both. But this one's going to be real interesting because the market's sold off. Commodities are being smashed on. Not gold, but you know, oil specifically. So they might say something about, you know, the Fed does their stupid damn magic. Yet another thing that I don't really care about that much. I am aware of it. I know the dates and all that, but you know, you just never know the way the market's going to react to any kind of news, and that's why I think news is stupid. Like, you know, like I said the other day, oil, Putin, all them, high-five him. We're not going to do production cuts. Inventories later that week were like way higher. All this like really bearish news, and oil's been rallying since then. So it's like, yeah, news is for entertainment mostly. Don't trade off of it. Bad idea. All right, in queue. Let's go to the Nasdaq. Same kind of thing. Find a support on the 3-day there. Let's go on the weekly. Weekly doesn't really have divergence yet. It does exist on the daily though. It does exist like for a long time on the daily, actually. Pretty much for the last month and a half, which is pretty interesting. That's a little far back, but it's continuing the considering if you do default on RSI, which I think is 14. So you can see though, it is still setting up divergence as time goes on. So that is a good sign. Definitely a good sign. And on the daily, Nasdaq's about to get into the neutral zone with the bears. I mean, I'm sorry, with the bulls. So that's decent. You could call this an eggly. Man, I'm fucking retarded. I guess this could be some kind of ugly head and shoulders, maybe. Like here, oh my gosh, about as ugly as how I can draw. I'm not a huge pattern guy, but you know, this is almost done if it kind of rallies up into here, but then you have massive, you know, you'd probably have to draw like a slanted line like that for the neckline. You know, that still has that. I mean, it's better than like a lot of, I don't like to do the projection unless the pattern is at least like 80-90% complete. It's just that silly thing I showed you earlier. It's like this part will happen and it'll be like, yep, it's definitely a head and shoulders, see? You know, I know it's gonna happen, bro. Again, like I said earlier, that is ego talking. Anyway, still can't get above the damn 55 or the 21 on this daily. So not really sexy price action. 4 hour neutral. 1 hour looks like very neutral, super neutral, and the 850 is also neutral. So we got just a bunch of nothingness burger over here on the NQ while it's just basing, which makes total sense given that it's at the bottom of, or actually kind of the middle part of this big ass price action and price discovery zone. Also, here we are at the not all-time highs, I'm sorry, the price from the new year. So we're still up slightly on the Nasdaq. I guess it's about, you know, 4% for the year. So everyone's all freaking out, but we're still up for the year. It's like, chill out, guys. It's okay. It's like CNBC's like running headlines about recessions and shit already. It's pretty wild. All right. This is the one thing that does concern me, though. The rut has looked so goddamn weak for a long time. And again, today its price action was really funky. I did not like it. We are making a point of control down here, though, so that is an okay sign. But overall, just not... The small caps just aren't looking strong at all relative to the other indices. And I believe this one is down quite a bit on the year. If we go, yeah, about here. Yeah, so Nasdaq is up for the year, but the rut is down somewhere shitballs. Is that correct? Let me double check this. Hold on. Yeah, wow, the rut's down 7-8% for this year. So, again, being a dog, it's been selling off for a hot minute. Below all these supports. Now it's trying to find support in the tails of this previous action. That is not sexy. This contract did come out before this. It was just the CME took over the Russell futures contract and changed the ticker to RTY. I think it was RUT before. But yeah, so they just took over the Russell futures. That's why you only see data back to here. Which is funny. That's where we're finding kind of support at for now. I know that this daily does not look sexy at all, so it is kind of maybe not finding support there. I don't know. It's I'm watching the rut a lot because it just looks so weak relative to all the other markets. All right, let's go to that good old Earl. Here's that Earl had a massive pop at the end of today, which Jeebus. Let me, yeah, as y'all know, I had a long oil position on. It was taking a lot of heat, I will say that. And let's see, we'll go on the daily. So I had my stop over, it was, or my alert was around like 50-40 or so, and it didn't get hit on a daily closing basis. It got damn freaking close though. The low tick right here was 08, and then this low tick was 35. So just briefly did it kind of go down there, got bought up immediately, and I had a spread on and was just like, wow, well, this sucks. I was like, I'm gonna have to roll it out or just close it and take the loss. And I was waiting, looking at some other stuff, and the very end of the day I looked at my account, was like, in my oil position, I'm like, all right, let's go roll it. And it was freaking up huge just in the last hour. It was just like, whoa, it went from like a $400 loser to like a $200 winner in like 30 minutes. It was crazy. So I immediately took that off, and I'm gonna look to reestablish long oil probably after we get above 54 bucks. And ultimately I'll get really heavy long oil when we break the daily above the 21 exponential, which we haven't done since freaking $73, right? So that's what I'll be looking for, and then I'll probably get pretty heavy long. And as you can see too here, DMI is agreeing with us, as is RSI, creating lots of divergence. Or actually, no, it's not. Sorry, let me take that back. We're actually about to possibly create divergence, because now we are in that mid zone. So, but DMI is showing some divergence on itself and going into the neutral zone. Although this is pretty much the most flat I've seen DMI down here on the weak zone. I mean, you can't even barely see the green line because it just looks like the dash line there. But yeah, so below, you know, now that I don't have oil position, I think just scaling in here, I'm going to wait probably till next week. And I might sell some more credit spreads down below here in like the high 40s if we get a dump tomorrow. Just because the risk to reward in this area is pretty good. We're finally consolidating the last several weeks down here, so that's a decent sign. Let's go to the 850 real quick, internals. All right, look at that. Battling right up here in the neutral zone. Bulls very close to getting into that power zone. And on the 4 hour, they're just nipping it. But as you can see here, that doesn't mean that much relative to the past prior price action. You got boom, it nipped it 3-4 other times in this top range, which it got rejected every time. So I'm gonna go ahead and put me an alert up here at about 54.50 and wait for that. Don't forget, alerts are great. Just put them in there, do your analysis, throw the alert on, and then just wait till that shit goes off. One thing that I've done myself, and I notice a lot of traders do, is they just keep hyper trading and hyper looking at charts, and they can't step away, and it usually puts you in a bad emotional state, and you start making dumb decisions when you just keep doing that. It's like when you look at the chart, you really only need to look at it probably for like 5-10 minutes, and you should have a decent idea of the direction that you want to go. All right, so hourly, yeah, overlooking at it, like it's like overstaying your welcome, sort of, I guess. I'm not sure if that analogy makes sense, but whatever. All right, so on the hourly too, this is why I took that position off. Not only does it expire soon, so I didn't want Gamma helped me get that. And Gamma's, if you don't know what that is, in options, it's the Greek that measures the directional. It's the force of the directional movement, so it's like the force of delta. So you have high gamma the closer you get to expiration, and look at this coming right up here on this 1 hourly. I would have felt real stupid if I didn't take that off, for sure. So then that's one thing I've been working on myself as a trader, is just being stupid robot discipline. Price goes here, it's done, it's over, look for the next opportunity, move on. Way easier said than done. That's why most people quit trading, because they lose money really fast. And I'm sorry, my thing is spazzing out right now. I don't know what's going on. There we go. So that's what I'm looking at for oil. Y'all know I've been talking about it the last week or so. I can't wait to get long some oil, because the move out of this is probably going to be pretty swift. All right, let's go to gold. In the 4 hour 21 exponential, losing all its momentum here in the last couple of days. Like this week, it pretty much lost all its momentum on DMI and RSI too. So gold's not looking too sexy. I did take off my GDX position that we were talking about here with the double inverted head and shoulder type pattern. You can kind of see here, and you can kind of see one here. And you know, the target was right here. It was around 2050 and top of the range to 2100. 2100, sorry, God, that would be a crazy ass move. But $21. And you know, you got to take your money. Managing winners is very important in this game. Otherwise, you won't make it. You can keep making money, but if you never take it off the table and it goes back to even or losing, then you're only capturing losers, and that's not going to work in the long run, that's for sure. All right, back to Bitcoin. Final thoughts. Let's go look at it again to wrap it up. We're in this green box now. This will probably provide support and resistances for the time being. We only have pretty much tomorrow afternoon on the hourly before it has to bump into this trend line again. So do be careful here. This is a critical zone. We are about, in my opinion, we are about to get some big moves. Of course, it's my opinion I'm talking. I actually really hate when people say that. The worst, though, is, what is it? To be honest, Jesus Christ, I don't know what meme or whatever happened to, like, everyone. Like, a little kid told me that the other day, and I was like, holy shit, man. Like, what the hell? But, whatever. It's like, to be honest. Honestly. Like, for real. I'm being real this time. Anyway, sorry, before I digress on a rant about that. Here we are in the middle, again, of the zone. We only have until later tomorrow before it bumps into it. not looking too sexy. If we zoom in on the, let's go 30 minutes. We usually don't go that low, but you can see prices being accepted down here. We're not getting any huge pumps out of it quite yet. We still could, for sure. Yeah, looking weak. Here we are, though, about to come and match up on the 5-minute, 21. We'll see if it gets rejected again. Again, you know, I don't trade off 5 minutes, especially on Bitcoin. But sometimes if I'm scalping, I'll trade like really low time frames. But that's a whole nother ballgame. We'll talk about that. Volume's tapered off here, so let's see what happens when it kicks back in. This 30-minute just printed, and it looks like probably the hourly just printed too. Yeah, so that last hourly is indecision. That's a little spinny top at the bottom of the range. Not a sexy look. You could even do a, oh, look at that. The fib retracement, the 618, is right at the top of this box from this candle body right here. So, yeah. Keep an eye on that. Breaking above, back over here at 33, 3,400, really 34. Maybe get some bulls back excited. But, I don't know, guys. This doesn't look very good to me. So, I'll be adding shorts, like I said. If we break below here, I will be adding speculative shorts. So, I'll probably go fairly large. And just wait and see what happens. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This has been No Noiz. I am Z-Rex. If you had any value, found any value, were entertained, any of that good stuff, sub, hit that bell, and smash. All right, guys. Much love. Happy trading. Stay disciplined out there. I will see y'all tomorrow for the weekly wrap-up on markets. And, of course, some more magic internet money talk. All right, guys. Much love. Peace.